Hello everyone. This is going to be, it always opens on the other screen. Quick, me going over this homework for you. I'm going to have everybody's grades entered with this probably shortly after this video is posted. So we're going to go over this together quickly, and then I'm going to post the video. The easiest thing for you to do will be to pull your sheet up and follow along as I go through it so you'll know what you missed and what you need to work on. Before I get started, I know everybody's getting a lot of emails, so I know it's like really time consuming to have to read them. I'm getting a ton too, but y'all really have to read the emails from your professors. I'm spending a large amount of my day answering questions that I've already said in emails, so make sure that you're reading the emails that you get from your professors. And your topic proposals are due in 20 minutes. So if you haven't already done that, please go do that and check back, because I have been responding to what people have to say. And next week you have to start writing. Your rough draft is due next Friday, so very exciting. All right, let's get on with this. So for this first part, it's like 1 through 12, yeah. The directions are: label each word group as one of the following: F for fragment, R for run-on, or C for correct. Okay? So number 1, although Mary has been my best friend. So this has a subject and a verb. So it has both things that a sentence needs, but it's not a complete thought. This although right here makes it not a complete thought. Although Mary has been my best friend, what? So that makes it a fragment. So that one's an F. No one that I know watches that television show, comma, I can't believe it. Okay, so we have no one I know watches that television show. That's a complete sentence. We have a subject and a verb, and it's a complete thought. I can't believe it. That sentence goes with the previous sentence. It has a subject, has a verb, and it's a complete thought. Now, commas are not strong enough to stand in between two sentences. Therefore, this is a run-on sentence. So R. Number 3, her husband loves to cook, comma, however, comma, he does not like to clean the kitchen afterwards. So in this sentence, they're using however like they would a conjunction, right? The fanboys that we talked about, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. But however is not a conjunction word. So we can't use it like that. So this is a run-on sentence, because her husband loves to cook is a complete thought. However, he does not like to clean the kitchen afterwards is also a complete thought. So we need to change this first comma to a period. So that makes this a run-on sentence. 4, that's a typo. Tim started his new job last Wednesday, and he really likes the boss. So we have the same thing in 4 as we did in 3. We have a conjunction with a comma in front of it, except in 4, and is a conjunction. So and with that comma is strong enough to stand in between these two complete sentences. So this one's correct. Number 5, I have a hard time another typo. I have a hard time understanding her lectures, comma, when I talk to her one-on-one, comma, I understand her fine. So this is the same problem as we had in number 2. So I have a hard time understanding her lectures, it's a complete sentence. And then when I talk to her one-on-one, I understand her fine is also a complete sentence. This comma is not strong enough to separate two complete sentences. Therefore, this is a run-on sentence. 6, Mary signed up because she thought the training would be interesting and help her on the job. We have another and here. Mary signed up because she thought the training would be interesting is a complete sentence. Help her on the job is not. So you don't need a comma. And the and isn't separating two sentences, so you don't need that comma, and that makes it correct. Meet me after class, comma, I want to talk to you about the upcoming test. So again, same problem as in 5 and 2. Yeah. Meet me after class is a complete sentence. I want to talk with you about the upcoming test is a complete sentence. Comma is not strong enough to stand up to that, so it's a run-on sentence. 8, the one who looks like a military officer but acts like a spoiled brat. So we have a subject and a verb here, but again, it's not a complete thought. The one who looks like a military officer but acts like a spoiled brat, what? So that makes this a fragment. Although she has studied very hard, comma, she is still worried about the midterm exam. So she is still worried about the midterm exam is a complete sentence. Although she has studied very hard. That's not a complete sentence, right? It's the same thing in one. The although makes it not a complete sentence. So this is a lighthouse comma. So this sentence is correct, right? Although she has studied very hard, comma, she is still worried about the midterm exam. 10. One of the best ways to improve your writing, period, is to read and analyze what you read. So we have two sentence fragments here, right? One of the best ways to improve your writing. Okay. One of the best ways indicates that the sentence is going to go on longer than it does. And then is to read and analyze what you read. So we have a verb and we sort of have a subject, but not really. You is a noun, but it's not the subject of the sentence. So here we have two sentence fragments. So you should have put F on 10. 11. It has been a long time since I've been to the beach, comma, I'm looking forward to the trip. Okay. It has been a long time since I have been to the beach is a complete sentence. I am looking forward to the trip is also a complete sentence. And then this comma is not strong enough to stand up to that. So this is a run-on sentence. When you have finished your homework and are ready to take a break. When you have finished your homework and are ready to take a break, what? It's not a complete thought, right? So that makes this the sentence fragment as well. Okay, and then moving on. The directions for the second part say, correct the following run-on sentences and comma splices. Okay? Number 1, many North American cars cost less than foreign cars. However, comma, foreign cars get better gas mileage. So this is just a run-on sentence because this comma is correct. However, is an introductory element to the second half of the sentence. So many North American cars cost less than foreign cars, period. However, foreign cars get better gas mileage. So you would fix that. Well, it's not letting me edit. But you would fix that by putting a period right after cars and capitalizing however. Okay. Number 2, traffic jams in major cities have gotten out of hand. Carpool should be mandatory. So traffic jams in major cities have gotten out of hand is a complete sentence. So period, carpool should be mandatory. 3-dimensional television movies have recently become popular, comma, 3D glasses can be purchased at most convenience stores. So we have two complete sentences on either side of this comma, right? 3-dimensional television movies have recently become popular, period, 3D glasses can be purchased at most convenience stores. The restaurant looks tacky to me, comma, all the tablecloths are made of plastic. Again, we have two complete sentences on either side of the comma, so we need to change the comma to a period. We've spent all our money, comma, therefore, semicolon, we won't be dining out tonight. So this is actually a common mistake. This one is using this semicolon like a comma. In reality, we just need to switch the semicolon with the comma. So instead of a comma right here, we should have a semicolon. Instead of a semicolon right here, we should have a comma. So we've spent all our money, semicolon, therefore, comma, we won't be dining out tonight. Remember, semicolons are only used to separate two complete sentences. So we've spent all our money and therefore we won't be dining out tonight are two complete sentences. We can't just use a comma in front of therefore because therefore isn't a conjunction. If it was, we could. If we had instead said we've spent all our money, comma, so we won't be dining out tonight, that would be correct. You could also take out the semicolon completely and just do we've spent all our money, period, therefore we won't be eating out tonight. Number 6, the abacus is an ancient computational device, comma, in skillful hands, comma, it can calculate sums as quickly as most modern gadgets. So we have two commas, so the abacus is an ancient computational device. That's a complete sentence. So period, in skillful hands, comma, it can calculate sums as quickly as modern gadgets. This comma right here is another lighthouse comma, or an introductory element comma. 7, the woman's skills are perfect for the new position we intend to promote her. So the woman's skills are perfect for the new position, period, we intend to promote her. 8, the team lost 7 games in a row, comma, consequently the coach was fired. They're trying to use consequently as a conjunction, which it is not. So the team lost 7 games in a row, period, consequently the coach was fired. Here is the chief administrator. He will solve our problems. So here is the chief administrator. That's a complete sentence. He will solve our problems. That's a complete sentence. So we would either need a period or a semicolon instead of a comma. 10. He phoned his fiancée repeatedly, but she refused to return his calls. So this is correct, except that you need a comma in front of but. Without that comma, it's an error. It's not really a run-on sentence, but it is an error. 11. I have good ideas. I can't put them into a sentence. So I have good ideas, period. I can't put them into a sentence. I have good ideas, comma, but I can't put them into a sentence. I have good ideas, comma, yet I can't put them into a sentence. All of those would be correct. 12. The elephant quit the circus. He was tired of working for peanuts. So the elephant quit the circus, period. He was tired of working for peanuts. Or the elephant quit the circus because he was tired of working for peanuts. Either of those would work. Okay? Okay. On the third part, the third and fourth parts, there are a lot of different ways that you can correct this. So I'm going to tell you the most common, and I may throw in some other ones as we go. And if you have questions, just shoot me an email, and I'll look at what you sent me, and I'll let you know. Okay. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking. It's loud. There is a place, comma, not far from here, comma, at the edge of a meadow, period. If you go there, you'll find a mound of earth with wildflowers growing upon it, period. When the heat of the day is too much to bear, I go there, period. There's always a breeze and the ground is soft, period. Sometimes I see hawks circling high above the meadow, comma, and sometimes I see a fox scampering through the grass, period. How did I find such a place? Question mark. I stumbled upon it, I suppose, yesterday, period. Only the bees and bugs and silent trees knew it was there, but now you know as well. Here you could, and the ground is soft, period. Sometimes I see hawks circling high above the meadow, comma, and sometimes I see a fox scampering through the grass, period. How did I find such a place, comma? I stumbled upon it, period. I suppose yesterday only the bees and bugs and silent trees knew it was there, but now you know as well. So you could do that one either way. Okay. Number 2. It was a cozy house with thick wooden beams supporting the ceiling and stout wooden logs for walls, period. The fireplace was made of stones, period. It had a mantel with carvings, period or semicolon. It had a mantel with carvings of deer and bear on it, and the pegs for hanging wet mittens and scarves, period. Could the pegs be used for stockings at Christmas? Question mark. Of course they could. 3. In the cabinet, Jane found an old book, period. Its cover was dusty, but she could see that it was made of leather, period. She blew off the dust, and when the air cleared, she could barely make out the title, period, or semicolon. It was a diary, period. She began to wonder how it got there, period. Her family had just moved into the old house, and they had almost finished cleaning it out, period. How the cabinet down in the cellar had been overlooked was a mystery to her. The last period, and they had almost finished cleaning it out, period, or semicolon. Okay? Okay, last part. Although most penguins look clumsy on land, that should be a comma. Oh, wait, in this one you just locate and correct the sentence fragments, run-on sentences, comma splices. So you just correct it like you would a peer review. So, although penguins look clumsy on land, comma, they are graceful in the water. Their bodies are perfectly suited for swimming and diving, period. They are a streamlined torpedo shape. Their wings are shaped like flippers, comma, and, or you could do a period. Penguins use them to propel themselves through the water at speeds up to 30 miles per hour, comma, using their webbed feet to steer, or up to 30 miles per hour, period, using their webbed feet to steer, comma, most penguins can even swim like porpoises, comma, leaping out of the water to breathe and then diving back in with one graceful motion, period. Penguins frequently need to dive deep to catch prey, comma, sometimes descending to depths of over 1,000 feet. The water pressure can be great enough to collapse lungs, comma, but penguins' special air chambers in their have special air chambers in their bodies. Period. When a penguin dives, the chambers squeeze, comma, and air is forced into the lungs. The extra air keeps the lungs from collapsing. The chilly waters that penguins prefer would be too cold for most birds, comma, but, or period, or semicolon. Penguins are insulated by waterproof feathers and a thick layer of fat. Penguins more than make up for being awkward on land, no period, no comma, by being perfectly suited for the water. Okay, so that is all of the correct answers for this. So if you have any questions about this part or about anything that you missed, you can let me know and I'll get back to you. Thanks.